Okay, Tchy's already started on his end, so we'll have to have a sync up here in just a minute. But just hold right, mash through the intro of X1, and hope you get some good luck on the bees. Okay, Tchy gets a bullet, and then he takes a body bonk, so he's already lost 5 HP. And Waldo looks like he gets a double passive, so hopefully he doesn't get that again. And Tchy gets a double, or he gets a passive on the second B, but he still has about 5 HP to work with. Oh no! Oh, Waldo! Wow. Got some major cojones on him, running through the B like that. He didn't get the second bonk, so that's great. He didn't die, because the halfway point is right after the second B-blader. That was an early risk by Waldo, and it paid off. But if you can mash fast enough, you can get the B moving forward just enough. Okay, and Waldo takes a bonk there, and he gets into the 3 HP range that he needs at the end of the stage. Well, it looks like Tchy picked up a health refill somewhere, so now he has to take a couple damage boosts. And there you go. Tchy's at 2 HP, so he's good. So now they both have to kill 2 cars, and then hopefully be in the right position for this ship. Oh, Waldo looks like he took a little too long on the second car and has to wait for another one. So he lost a little time there. But he's not too far behind Tchy. So they both get ensnared. Oh, wow. Waldo waiting for Vile to kind of dash up to him, and he finally does at the end. So it looks like we have a couple of second lead, but this has just started. So they have to do the same in Chill Penguin, just hold right. But now they have to manage their buster shots, because they're going to need some charge shots here at the start to take out some of these enemies. Especially this barricade at the start. And there's 2 of those. So now that they're in this cave, they got to use some slope jumps to make it up to the upper levels, and then eventually they'll get to the dash capsule. Ooh, Tchy misses a wall kick and ends up falling down. And now we actually get to move faster now. Not sure what Waldo was going for there. He accidentally kicked off the capsule, I think. Oh, Tchy misses the jump to the upper ledge. Now he has to go bottom route. This is going to put Waldo in the lead. Or nope, right on his heels. So now Waldo takes the lead going into the penguin door. But it's all about this penguin fight. Who gets more slides? And Tchy's already took some damage, so he has to be wary of that in this fight. And now Waldo's took a bonk. Now they're both relatively at the same amount of health. Okay, Waldo with a nice wall kick there to not get hit by the sliding penguin. Looks like Waldo's had pretty good RNG right now. Wow, Penguin jumps up to this little ring at the top of the screen, and that allows Waldo to take a quick lead. Waldo taking his time to select the correct stage. Doesn't want to squander this lead that he has. So both players making their way up the first ladder section here of Kulinger. Okay, Waldo wasn't going to get the turtle skip, I don't think. And Tchy didn't go fast enough, but he manages to deboost inside the ladder well to not fall down. But he's at half health as a result of that. So hopefully he can come up with a health refill somewhere before the Kulinger fight. Waldo making use of that large Buster hitbox to take out that ladder yetter. Ooh, Waldo takes 2 hits on that gun turret. That wasn't intended. And he fell back down. This is going to give Tchy a chance to catch up. Now they're both basically identical health, but Waldo gets the health drop. Tchy does not, so this could come down to the Kulinger fight. If Tchy ends up not getting the dance and he gets hit, he can die. Waldo's in a good shape right now. So we just got to see how this fight turns out. Waldo looks like he's got the dance. Tchy's got the dance also, but Tchy's got to not get grabbed or get hit. So this is butt clinch time for Tchy. He's got to hold this down. Looks like he's going to hold it down. He's got him. Oh, no! As I say that, he gets grabbed. Oh, man. Waldo secures the lead. Oh, that's a shame. But this race is far from over. Anything can happen. We still got a lot of X1 to go, and we still have 2 more games. Waldo already getting hit quite a few times in this cave. Probably the most annoying thing about this stage is that cave where, since you haven't defeated the mini boss that guards the armor capsule, you have to deal with those collapsing blocks. Luckily, this chameleon fight should be very simple. And Tchy just trying to dash under those blocks, or under those falling enemies. That's a battle you're not going to win. You gotta leap over. You gotta leap around them. You can't go through them unless you have the charged armored armadillo shield, which obviously you don't. Now see that right there, when Chameleon got hit, he leaped to the same side. Depending on what attack Chameleon does when he gets hit, might determine that a little bit. And especially if you hit Chameleon on like the very first frame that he's vulnerable again, you can get mixed up a little bit. So Waldo's gonna take a timeout and pick up this sub-tank. Okay, and Waldo makes sure that he gets to the checkpoint. Let's see if Tchy goes for the sub-tank also. Oh, he lost his footing there at the top of the elevator there. Nope. He's just going to move on. So he's going to make up a tiny bit of time, but hopefully he can keep up this pace. Looks like Waldo's getting a few dives here on Eagle, so if Tchy can get a good Eagle pattern, he'll make up some time. Looks like Tchy's going to get some dives also. Waldo using the Storm Tornado to take care of these flamingos. And looks like he's going to stay on Tornado for the Thunder Slimer fight. And now he's switching to the Boomerang since Thunder Slimer's staying on the ground. And on that last Boomerang, he takes out Thunder Slimer. Tchy's going to Mammoth now that he's got the Eagle weakness, or Flame Mammoth's weakness, which is the Storm Tornado. So we're going to see a small route divergence for a little bit. So for Mangel, just want to keep him stunned with the ice. And then for Tchy side, fighting Mammoth, just use the Storm Tornado and get those double hits for each one. Okay, both have their 5th Maverick defeated, I think. I think it's 5. They each have 3 to go. Waldo going to Armadillo, which is a good resting stage. There's a lot that you can do beforehand, though. Oh, he's using the boomerang to pick up a little health drop. Not a bad idea. But yeah, you're mostly just riding this cart through most of the stage in Armadillo, so it's a good time to, take a small rest break. Okay, Waldo lost his dash speed there. He clipped the wall, so he had to get it back just to get in front of that Moburo. That way. Oh, he got in front of the cart! Oh no, Waldo lost the cart. That's going to give Tchy a chance to catch up. Oh man, that's something. I don't think he clipped. I don't know if he clipped the cart or he fell off or he left in front of it and couldn't get back on. He may have just got in front of it and couldn't stay on because X can actually jump in front of the cart since the momentum just really thrushes you out there. But okay, that gives Tchy a chance to catch up. We'll see how even he is once we figure out where these two guys are going to converge. It looks like Armadillo is doing some rolling. Both have finished off 6 Mavericks. Tchy has, I think, Armadillo and Octo to go, and Waldo has Octo and Mammoth. Okay, so they both are doing Octo last, so whoever selects Octo first will be ahead. But both of these stages are fairly short. So it's going to be hard to say who's ahead until we figure out who gets to Octo. By the looks of it, Waldo might be still in the lead, technically, because he is already at the boss door. So Waldo making short work of Mammoth. Now let's see how many rolls Tchy gets from Armadillo. Alright. No rolls. Except for the first. So Waldo lost some time from the death that Tchy had in Kuwanger, but this is still close. All the games have to be played in order. X1, X2, and then X3. So we got... Ooh, Waldo dropped a dash there. So he's going to opt to take out the first submarine with Rolling Shield. And he's likely going to take out the second with Chameleon Sting. That's usually the preferred method. Waldo waits for some drops from the submarine, and he got exactly what he needed. So Tchy is just a mini-boss behind. Oh, nice drops from Tchy, getting a couple of health refills. just to recap, Tchy died on the Kuwanger fight, and Waldo did not, and that's where the lead is initially from. But Waldo had a little hiccup in Armadillo and had to backtrack for a second cart to ride on, so we're not that far in separation. Oh no, but Tchy getting kind of blocked there by some torpedoes. Hopefully this Ouroboros will give him some health. Waldo is at the Octo fight, and he has a sub-tank, and he may have to use it. Oh, 1 health remaining, and he goes for the sub-tank. Alright, Waldo is through X1. But Tchy is at low health here, so hopefully Octo is nice. Oh! Oh, okay. Well, Tchy's going to play it safe. Just waits for the energy drain attack to end for Octo, and there he goes. He's got Octo down. They're both going into X2, roughly, I think, 30 seconds apart. So as our players go through the intro, where there's no RNG, it's all execution, I'm going to take a small intermission, and I'll be back when their players start Sponge. Okay, both of our players are through the intro. Waldo selects Sponge at 23-21. And 23-44, so we have a 23-second lead from Waldo at the moment. Waldo gets clear weather for the third weather pattern, which is the best. And he gets rain for the final pattern. Oh no, Tchy dies in the spike pit. Oh, that's unfortunate. So now the lead has just increased. Let's see how Sponge cooperates for Waldo here. Well, he gets the best opening pattern. Okay, opts to let Sponge come down after the fourth thorn. But now Sponge is spinning his strike chain. Oh, and he goes up again, but he's not low enough health. I don't know if Waldo can get this kill quick enough. I doubt it. And nope, he ends up getting the Angry Sponge. This will give Tchy a chance possibly to come back a little bit. Okay, Waldo's got Sponge down. Let's see if Tchy can get a good Sponge pattern to bring this back a little bit. Well, there's the pattern we want, although it's kind of in a bad time to do it. And he forces Angry Sponge too. I think he did that last hit a little soon, and that forced the Angry Sponge right at 9 HP. Oh, Tchy almost died again. Sponge can deal a lot of contact damage, so you gotta be wary of that. So in X2, we actually, none of the upgrades are required, but getting the Buster upgrade is very beneficial. It'll actually allow you to use your Charged Strike Chain and Charged Speed Burner, and it also makes some of the boss fights a lot faster when you have charged weapons to use. Waldo about ready to get to the Gator door. Tchy is just now getting into the right armor. Waldo waits to go through the door until he gets the pink charge to have the strike chain. So he's probably going to let that go first. Yep. And Gator sinks. So now Waldo's at the mercy of Gator's willingness to come back up, and he goes with Buster, which is not a bad play. So Tchy can get the one cycle here. He can make up some time. Waldo tried to finish off Gator with a couple of cycles there, but he ended up missing. But manages to take down Gator. So that's where Tchy's at now. I think Gator was about to submerge again when he came back up. So I don't blame Tchy for hitting him with the chain. Nice finish from Tchy. He manages to make up some time there. That was definitely a faster fight than what Waldo had. So Tchy's keeping it close. He probably preferred it to be a little closer, but this will have to do for the moment. So we got Waldo going Sag third, which is the common route that we see people do nowadays for X2. And we'll see that from Tchy also. I don't believe we'll see our players pick up any safety items in X2. Octo from X1 is probably the only scary boss that you really might need a sub-tank for. But other than that, I think all the rest of the bosses in the rest of this race should be dealt with without a problem. Oh, Tchy does opt to pick up a sub-tank, though. So he's probably worried about Moth, I would say. That's probably the one boss that really brings people down if they're not careful. So Waldo's just going to stick to the floor and unleash these double charge shots, and now he's going to follow up with Dash Lemons whenever Stag is just right there with him. And Tchy's into the fight also. So Tchy using the same strat Waldo did. Alright, and Tchy finishes off Stag. We're right about 18 to 20 seconds apart now, I think. So the lead is shrinking little by little. Okay, Waldo's heading into Moth next. So Waldo is following the Shoryuken-less route, and so is Tchy. So they're both going to stay on the same stage route, so it'll be easier to see who's ahead. So in Morph Moth, we've got two fights with the mini boss here. The old robot, which is controlled by a Pararoid. So you have to shoot out the core. And on the first fight here, you just simply throw a wheel, and it'll automatically hit the core when it hits the ground. And then all you gotta do is follow up with either Speed Burner, Bubbles, or Sonic Slicer. Okay, Waldo had to take a bonk there to get the bug off of his head. He doesn't want an input to auto-fire on him. So Waldo goes into the second mini-boss. Tchy is not too far behind. Ooh, Waldo gets a good pattern on the second one. Okay, now we're going to see how the fight goes here on Moth. The Cocoon isn't really the threatening phase, it's the adult form that we got to watch out on. So a charged burner does 6 damage to Moth here, and then an uncharged burner is the typical 3. And at 12 HP remaining, the adult form will come. Waldo taking it very safe, dashing under Moth and hitting him from behind, which is what you want to do. You don't want to compete with Moth's aerial speed. Oh no, Tchy needs to abort. He needs to abort. Okay, he had a little bit of a sub-tank, but he's still in death range. Okay, he got through without a hit. Alright. Even with that sub-tank still, if Tchy took another hit from Moth, he was dead. So Tchy lost a few seconds there, but, you know, he's still in it. Waldo playing it very carefully around those falling blocks. Okay, Waldo gets a fortunate one hit on the chop register. All right, Tchy making up some ground here. Oh, Tchy didn't quite get the entire silk shot on the hilt of the chop register, but gets a quick finish, though. Oh no, Tchy's gotta watch out. He's gotta book it. He doesn't want to get scanned, or it's gonna make the Raider Killer a lot stronger. Oh no! Tchy made a big error! Oh no! He went into the X-Hunter door, and now he has to intentionally die to this fight or finish the fight. So Tchy just lost a lot of time. So yeah, Tchy has to die, and now he has to play that whole section again. Luckily, the checkpoint wasn't too far away, but that set him back a lot. And now he has to not touch the door again. It's alright if he touches the energy, but he touched the door. Alright, once you touch the wall, though, those falling blocks will cease. Normally, the X-Hunter doors are not in the way of the actual stage, but in Centipede's stage in particular, it's right there against the wall. So if you have an unfortunate timing on your dash jumps or your spacing, you can inadvertently touch it. But yeah, typically all the other X-Hunter fights, you have to go out of your way of the main path of the stage to actually fight them. But on Centipedes, no, not really. You don't have to go out of your way whatsoever. But Tchy's getting some tail spins, which is good considering that he just lost a lot of time with that inadvertent door entry. Tchy gets drained of some powers, but that really doesn't matter. Centipede's one hit from death. And now it looks like Waldo is one stage ahead. So it looks like Waldo's going for the basic snail kill. Just use uncharged magnets and kick the shell around so that the snail can't get back in. Snail showing some grit though, taken to the ground. Tchy's hoping for a mistake from Waldo somewhere in the next, probably half the rest of X2 or next 3 particular. So now Waldo gets to take a little break in X2 by riding on the bike. And we'll see if he'll take the bike into the base and run it into the boss door. Looks like Tchy gets a partial. It looks like he gets partial multiple hits with the charge magnet, but he does let Snail get back in a shell, but he does eject him again. So Waldo's going to use the Crystal Hunter, and he's just going to freeze him and shoot him again while frozen, just like in Spark Manual. Same concept. And you notice Waldo is on higher ground than Ostrich is, and that's because Ostrich jumps way higher than X can. So that way, when they meet in the air, they're at the same height. That's a very important thing, by the way. If Ostrich has the high ground and he jumps, you're not going to reach him. And Waldo's on his last stage in X2. And it's a very short stage, by the way, so you'll see Waldo enter X3 very soon. Tchy still has a stage and a half. Waldo didn't quite place the charge slicer in the right spot, but still finishes off the Sea Cantler with uncharged Sonic Slicer blades. Okay, Tchy didn't quite get the double hits that he wanted. It looks like he may have fired that Crystal Hunter a little soon. Okay, Waldo is on the crab fight. Main idea is just to keep the wheels on top of the crab at all times. But sometimes crab can run through him like that. He's basically trying to rush you down after he gets hit by the wheel. Now Waldo's got to watch out. He's at low health, and he still has some damage to deal. Oh man, Crab is dodging everything. Alright. Waldo barely gets out of the crab fight without dying. He could have easily died if Crab wanted to rush him down. Tchy's on the last stage in X2. He's trying to make up some ground. He's going to have to cut out all the mistakes that he can in X3 if he wants to catch up. Because if you die in particular places in X3, the time losses are much greater than in X2 and X1. Much, much greater. Tchy using, I think, the wrong weapon here. for the climb. He just got knocked down like 3 times. Definitely easier if you just buster it. You even have Sonic Slicer is a good weapon there, because the blades can actually go ahead of you as you're climbing and take out any enemies that are in the way. Silk Shot, not the best weapon to use there, in my opinion. Alright, and Tchy finishes off the crab. But now he's about a minute and I want to say 10 seconds. Does Tchy have another boss to fight? He may have. Okay, let's see. I thought that was all of them. Oh, he's waiting until he teleports. You can actually go ahead and switch to the next game as soon as the boss is dead. You don't have to wait that long. So Waldo's heading into the intro boss of X3. Tchy's just starting X3, so we're looking at about a minute 55 to 2 minute gap here. Tchy says he wants to punch himself in the face so hard right now. Well, Mo Mo the Giant, the intro boss, might do that for you. Apparently not real thrilled with his play right now. He's about a stage behind. But still got about 25 minutes of gameplay left, so let's not count anyone out just yet. So let's see if Waldo goes for the dash boot. I think he will, but then again, I've seen people just ignore them. Okay, it looks like he's going for them. Oh, he missed the jump. Oh man, now he's gotta make his way back up to the top. Okay, Tchy finishes the intro. Waldo is going into the Buffalo fight. Going with the basic manipulation. Just stands there next to him and jumps up when he turns around. And then continues to unload full charge shots and makes a pretty easy fight. Oh! Didn't keep up the cycle all the way. Now Buffalo's on the move. But luckily you can do the same trick on the other wall too. So if you manage to mess it up, you can still get it again. So we're following the weakness order. Waldo goes into Seahorse. Oh, Tchy also misses the jump to the boots. Waldo having a little difficulty in the climb. And Waldo's actually going to climb up and grab this heart tank. There are a couple of safety items you can pick up, and the Seahorse heart tank is the first of many. You can also pick up the safety E-tank in Tunnel Rhino. You might see that also. Oh, Waldo jumps up a little too high and dies on the spike ceiling. But fortunately, the halfway checkpoint wasn't too far away. Yeah, you gotta be a little careful in this under section. And sounds like Waldo got an extra life to make up for the one he just lost. Tchy making his way up the first climbing Seahorse. So let's see how well our players can get the quick kill on Seahorse. Okay, Waldo took his time a little bit, but he manages to get the kill. So we got a small cutscene after 2 Mavericks in X3. So Tchy does manage to get a health refill. That might help him out a little bit. Tchy making sure that he doesn't die on those spikes. so you don't have to start all over from the halfway point. And that's probably, if you die there on those spikes just before the seahorse door, that's probably the worst death in the game to take, just because the time loss is so great. Okay, Bit does not appear in Rhino for Waldo, so that's probably a good thing. You definitely want to have as much HP as possible, so when you have to deboost into the Hell Crusher, you have it. Oh man, Waldo fell off the tank and probably took a couple extra hits than he wanted. So he's hoping for a health drop here. If not, he's going to have to be very, very careful. Oh, he gets a small health. That'll help a little bit, but he can still die to a dirt ball, and he just... Okay. He uses the ice to force a drop, and luckily he gets a big one. So now he's got some health to work with. Now, he won't get any health drops from the wall cancers on the wall, or the balls of dirt that are in the air, but he will get drops from the purple tank. Oh, see, right there. Tchy takes a hit from that big ball of dirt, and that's 6 damage. That's one of the worst hits you can take. Okay, Tchy gets the bit fight here in Rhino, so he has to work around. I don't even think he can take maybe 1 hit, I think. Oh, and there's the hit that he just could afford to take. Now he can't take any more. He's at 1 HP. Oh, he got trapped. That's a shame. So now Waldo is a whole stage ahead. And now that Bit has showed up for Tchy in Rhino, he's going to continue to show up in this stage until the game over occurs. So Tchy has to get through Bit now. There's no way around it. And Waldo's going into Catfish. Let's see if Tchy can take down Bit here. Okay. He manages to do so. Waldo is going into the Bit Bite room in this stage. Bit could show up for him right now if he wants. And he does. So now it's Waldo's turn to fight Bit. Oh no, Tchy's having a hard time with the Hell Crusher fight. Oh. And... oh man, it looks like Tchy may have forfeited. I think he's gave up. Bit will show up in stage 3, 4, or 5, and then Bite will show up in 7 or 6, 7, or 8. So you have to fight Bit first, and then you'll fight Bite. Yeah, it looks like Tchy has forfeited. So Waldo looks like he's gonna win the race by default as long as he finishes. Yeah, Bit and Bite don't appear until after you defeated 2 Mavericks, so and it looks like Waldo has to use an extra drill, but no big deal. So now we're going into Crawfish. It's a very short stage when you don't have to fight Bit or Bite. It's just go into the submarine, take down the engine, and then fight Crawfish. And Trident Thunder is a very good weapon here. It kind of acts as a shield that can damage enemies. So don't have to worry about too many things getting in your way when you have that active. It doesn't one-shot everything, but it's a very good weapon to have on you at all times. Now, one very dangerous thing to do when you have wall cancers on the screen is charge your Buster, because the wall cancers have a shot that they can charge and they can let go. And if it hits you, it can deal up to 8 damage. And it's just as powerful as a contact from Moth in X2. So it's really dangerous. So Waldo's not going to do the quick heal. He's just going to... oh, man. But Crawfish is giving him the business right now. Oh, man. He dashed right into his face. So when you hit him with the Trident Thunder, you've got a 2-second interval to deal more damage. You can deal some extra hits with the Triad. It's just not as many as you could do with the Buster. So Waldo has 3 stages to go, and now Bite will be showing up randomly in any of the next 3 stages. So we may see Waldo do a dragonfly zip with the up dash if he sets it up properly. Nope. He's just gonna wait for the dragonfly to move. Oh, he's showing off. Okay, he's gonna glitch a couple of sprites there. All right. And now for the Wormseeker boss fight. It's a little easier when you have the air dash boots, but it's still a little tricky. You need 5 ice shots on the head of the worm. Nope, he's not going to get it. Alright, he gets the cleanup though. You can only have 2 frost shields on screen, and since one of them was already out there, he only had 1 shot to work with, so he needed to be in the right spot for that to work. Okay, we're going to see if Bite shows up here. And he does, so hopefully Waldo can steer clear of Bite's clutches, because he can be pretty deadly if he gets a hold of you. He'll toss you around. And he swaps to Buster to make sure that he doesn't trigger the explosion. If you land the last hit of Bit or Bite with their actual weakness weapon, they will explode, and you'll lose about 15 seconds. Now Waldo's got to get around these green munchers. Those deal 8 damage also if you touch them, so you definitely don't want to hit those before fighting Tiger, because Tiger could deal a lot of damage also. And as you see, Waldo is barely above half health. So you're going to see Waldo just mash out the Buster here. And every time Tiger does an attack, you're going to see his iframes reset. And if you watch his, if you watch Tiger's meter, you may see it go down 2 ticks really quickly. Like right there. Okay, now Waldo's going to use the spinning blade, and every time that Tiger gets hit with his actual weakness, he's going to jump to the wall. So then, from that point, you can actually loop Tiger's AI from then on. So now we got Gravity Beetle. Very straightforward stage. Now that you got the spinning blade, these head gunners here go down pretty quickly. And the elevator section here is where those up-dash boots will come into play, because without them you have to do kind of like an iceless jump 3 times, and it's pretty difficult if you don't know the exact placement. But the up-dash just completely trivializes that section. Waldo having a little trouble getting on over on those ledges. So the beetle fight's very, very simple. Just like all the bosses in X3, they kind of have a distinct pattern when you hit them with their weakness. And with that, Waldo has one more stage to go. So once again, those up-dash boots are really helpful here on this elevator also. As you see how slow that elevator is. So that saves you quite a bit of time from having to ride that slow thing. So 6 acid shots on the shuriken should be enough to take it down. You need to hit the shuriken with the full acid shot, not the small residue shot. So Waldo's going to need an extra shot here. So Waldo has to get through this final section and then Hornet, and he will be done. And he will advance to the next round. And Waldo's going to go with the safe gravity well strat. Or no, he's going to go to Spinning Blade. Okay, he didn't completely swap all the way over to the weapon he wanted. So he's going to go with the faster blades. The blades only deal half the damage the gravity well does, but it doesn't trigger the extra long iframes. So in the long run, the blades are better. Oh, man, he almost died to that. But now he's got to be careful. Yeah, now he's got to really be careful. He may want to just trivialize this and go with Gravity Well, but he wants to use the blades. Because now he's got to deal with the Hornets, and the big one gets him. Yeah, Waldo's only got half of meter of blade, so if he doesn't kill Hornet this time, he's gonna have to use the Gravity Well. Oh, a missed shot. Another. Oh, Hornet spawning the baby Hornets for block right there. Another whiff shot. He's gonna have to go with the Gravity Well now. He doesn't have a choice. And with that, Waldo is going to finish with a 1:16.05. The race spot has him in 3 seconds later. And with that, Waldo moves on to face Louise. And with that, let's see what our next scheduled races are. On Friday, we've got 2 matches at the same time. At 11 a.m., we've got Nero versus Strasser, and we've got Celestino versus Maverick. As to what channels those will be on, we don't know just yet. So stay tuned for that when those come. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and probably call this episode. I've got a pretty busy day tomorrow, so I gotta get to bed. But congrats to Waldo, GG the Techie, for giving his best effort. Sorry that things didn't work out for him, but hope you all enjoyed the race. And we'll see you next time on the Mega Man X24 map tournament. So I'm just Incredible on commentary. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.